Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Christy Dunnies. I am one of your Miami trainers here with the Miami Association of Realtors, and we do have an amazing product and service that we want to introduce to you, and it is called MLS Touch. This is going to be a application that you can use directly on your phone in order for you to access the MLS. So you can search, so that you can share an application with your customers, and that's so you guys can make it a little bit easier for you to work on the go. We're going to get started on miamirealtor.com. The first little piece of information I want to share with you is where can you find more details about the app? Inside of our search, we have made for you a product page. It is called MLS Touch. Any product or service that you're interested in, you can always come on to miamirealtor.com, type in that product or service, and it'll be available here. So I'm going to give this a click. And since we are on Zoom today, I wish I can be there with you in person. I'm going to share with you in a link inside of the chat so you can come back and revisit this page. On this page, you'll find information like what's in it for me. So what is everything that the MLS Touch app can do for you? You have an overview of that information right over here. On the right-hand side, you have fast access information. So MLS Touch, that's the name of the app, is available for you to download in two different places. For those of you who have an app phone, the app for those of you who have an Apple phone, the App Store is available for you to download the application. And then those of you who have an Android device, Google Play Store has that for you to download. We also have webinars and tutorials that you can come back to. So if you want to rewatch this information, by all means, you can give that a click to access that detail. Scrolling on down, we have video spotlights. So if you want to find a little bit more about how-to tutorials, you can find them here, as well as news and blog posts are available for you. On the right-hand side, we have support information. So if you need to contact MLS Touch, they are available. We also have the mobile app sign here. This is going to allow you to see all of the different mobile applications that we have for you to use. This is also free from Miami. So this is a free application that you guys can use. I'm also going to click on mobile apps over here. This is a list of all of the downloadable applications that you have that you can use on your phone. So if there's more apps that you're interested in learning about, please let me know. Consider me one of your resources. I'm going to share this with you and highlight some of my favorite. Some of the best are Forewarned. So if you need to do a quick background screening on a new customer, you are able to use Forewarn and do that background screening with a cell phone number. You also have MLS Touch that we'll be going over with you today. And we also have Elevate. So if you're looking for a powerful social media device that allows you to post on multiple platforms using templates from the Miami Association, Florida Realtors, and NAR, this is the app for you. Showtime is one of those tried and true applications that I think we all use. If you do not use it as of yet, please download it. It's going to help you schedule those appointments a lot quicker. All right, now that you know a little bit more about the application, where to find information on it, let's talk about what it's integrated with. So it is integrated with your matrix system. Let's go ahead and move into that program. Scrolling down into the middle of the page, giving the Miami Gateway a little click will give you access to all of your programs and services. From here, you're able to click on Matrix. I'm going to scroll to the top and give CoreLogic Matrix a little click. I'm doing this because the first step before you start to share your application is to make sure that it's branded. In order for your photo to be on the application, you need to have it embedded into the Matrix system. You do that under the Add Edit section. So before you download anything, go into Matrix, go into Add Edits, give that a click, and find your roster. In the middle of the page, you can find where it says Roster, Quick Modify in the middle. In this section, you need to add in your license number. From here, we're going to click on Edit. Once you reach this section, you can find that it says Manage Photos or Upload Photo. You want to click on this link in order for you to browse your computer and upload that photo. This photo will automatically feed into your application so that you have that in place whenever you're ready to start to share your app. So this will be step number one. Step number two, some of the information that's integrated with the app is from your One Home section. So be sure to go under your name, move into your settings, and find where it says My Information. There's a tab that says One Home all the way to the right of your screen. You want to make sure that you've added all of your information in this territory so that it feeds properly into the application. Now that some of that branding has been done on the back end using the Matrix program, I also want to talk to you about what feeds into the app before I switch my screen. Inside of Matrix, what feeds in is my Matrix saved searches. So any searches that you create inside of Matrix are now going to be available to find inside your app. Alongside that, you also have the option of carts. So when you create a saved search, what you're saving is your criteria, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths for a particular customer. When it comes to cards, this is the ability for you to save property addresses. Whenever you use a save search or a cart, they're going to be available inside of your MLS application. At this time, I'm going to switch over to the cell phone. Okay, so at this time, I believe you should be able to see my cell phone. I'm going to move over into my app, and it's going to look like this. I'm going to click on that. When you're first signing in is easy. It's going to take you directly into your gateway. So it'll appear as if all you'd have to do is put in your typical username, which is going to be your license number, with the password that you have available in Matrix. So signing in is easy. Let's go ahead and work this application. I'm going to start on the bottom right-hand corner, making my way through more, members, contacts at the bottom, search, and the home page. Starting at the more, this is the way that you can optimize your application and begin to share it with your customer. So up at the top, my photo is here. My photo's here because I uploaded it into my Matrix system. Your next section is what from Matrix is inside of your application now. One of the things that I mentioned was your saved searches. So you can click on save searches and you're going to have both. Any of the MLS Touch searches that you create will be available for you to find. And then where it says Matrix, any of your saved searches that are already in place in Matrix will be available here. Clicking on back. Underneath Save Searches is My Listing. So if I click on My Listing, you'll have access to the listings that you have, if you have any in particular. So if you do have a listing, depending on your access, you may be able to edit that listing. If you have full access to do so, you can click on that listing and you're able to not only share it, so I can click on Share. If I wanted to send it through a text message, I have the option that says send by SMS. That means I'm going to send it by text message. I can click on here and my contacts that are already inside of my Matrix dashboard are available for me to click. If I have an outside party, then I can always either add a new person or I can skip this detail. From here, it'll take me directly to my contacts or my phone, and I can key in whoever I'd like to send the message to. The next option that we have is within your own listings, you can edit them if you have the permissions. So you have a section that says edit listings that you can click on. And if you have access, these are some of the changes that you can make within your listing. You have price change, update remarks, change to active with contract, change to pending, change to sold, change to temporary off market, canceled, terminated, withdrawn, or expired. Be sure to speak with your office regarding your permissions as well as the proper paperwork assigned with each change. Clicking on back. Aside from your listing being available for you to not only share, but to edit, if I click on back, Right next to list, I have the option of statistics. So I can click on stats, and from here, all of my listings will be able to have my price changes. So I'll be able to see my price for a particular listing, and around the area, I'll be able to find the median price, the highest price, the property type, and the days on market. I also have access to my sold and leased properties, as well as my off-market properties. Clicking on map will allow me to see my listings on a particular map. Now, this particular listing is not a real listing. This is a test listing. This is three test streets, other county, not in US. So we can tell that this is not going to filter the information that I'd like to fully show you, but I want you to know where it is so you can look up your own listings. Moving on into the next section. So I'm going to click back on more. And so far, we know about our saved searches, our own listings, and now we have a member section. So if you need to look up another agent, you can go into member and you can start to type in their name. As you type in their information, you'll have access to their details and you can either click and you can see if they have any coming soon properties, any properties that are on market, which is currently active and listed, any closed deals, times that they've represented on the buyer side, office details. You're able to call them, text them, send them an email, or visit a website. Where does this information come from? We want to make sure that you've added your information fully and completely within your Miami Gateway. If you haven't done that yet, I'll be sure to show you before the end of class. Clicking on X. Aside from you being able to look up members of your office and members from other real estate professionals, you have the center, which is contacts. But before I get there, let's go back to more. Underneath members, you have a calculator. So as you show property, you're able to open up that calculator and determine the monthly payment for an individual. So as you show property, you can plug in things like the price, the potential down payments, the interest rates, the type of loan, and the automation, as well as the frequency. So based on a property that's 650,000 with a down payment of 10%, 65,000, with an interest rate of 7% on a 30-year loan, the monthly payment would be an estimation of 3,892. You can update this information as you show property. Clicking on back. All right. Aside from the calculator, we have Discover MLS Touch. At any time, you can give that a little click and the system will tour you on all of the different things that MLS Touch can do for you. Now, the idea of MLS Touch is for it to be user-friendly. Moving on down, we have configurations, and this is where we talk about sharing your application with a buyer. From here, it says brand and share. So I'm going to click on that. And from here, it says you do have your own app that you can go ahead and customize yourself. As I slide through, you also are able to suggest properties and share your application with your customers. And finishing at the bottom, when you share your app with your customer, you'll be able to find any of the properties that they favorited, any possibilities. Maybe they do like that property. It's not a full favorite, but they're interested. Any properties that they discard, and then they're able to send you messages as well. So you can keep track of everything that they're doing. Clicking on continue. When you find this section, your first step is you can click on here to add in your logo. If you click on here, it'll give you access to the photos on your phone, selecting logo. Now, I have a lot of baby pictures, but once you have your logo in place, you'll be able to upload it. You also can pick your own color scheme from your application. So far, the application comes with a primary color of green, accent color of red, variant color of a gray, and you do have the option of accessing some presets, which are some different franchises. Now, to customize your own colors, you're able to click and you'll have that color wheel. You're able to slide the bar to the right to highlight or make the colors a little bit lighter. And then you can take this circle and move it around the screen until you find your particular color that you'd like. I'm going to click on cancel so that you can see exactly where all of these colors are within a report. But once you select your different colors, you're then able to preview your work. So clicking on preview will give you access to what does it look like when you send out an email to a customer. Let's view the email layout. As you can see, that primary color is in the green. Then you have that additional color in the red with a variant, which is that dark gray. So when you're changing the colors, you know exactly what's going to change on your page. This is an example of an email that you send of a property using the app. And at the bottom, it's going to have your contact information and your photo. Looking at this application, I think I'd like to change my green to maybe a dark blue, that red maybe into a white. I'm going to click Close Preview. You can come back up here and make those changes. Let's go ahead and preview one more time, but this time, let's take a look at what the listing layout looks like. This is typical of how a listing layout will look like when you send it over to your customer. So again, you have that green, you have that red, and you have that variant dark gray color if you'd like to make those changes. But they get quite a lot of information. This is the preview of what they're going to get. So they get the address, the status, and the photos. They're able to share it too. So your customer can send it to a friend, post it on Facebook, and view a virtual tour. They can also print a report of a PDF for it, see the bedrooms, the baths, and the size. The remarks will come in with general information. They'll also have cost and evaluations to look at, such as that calculator with the estimated price. And as they move through here, they also get information like the mortgage estimator and your contact information at the bottom. They can also change and customize that view. Clicking on Close Preview. Now that we have where we can update our colors, how we can preview what it looks like, and when you are ready to apply the changes, click on Apply, Colors and Logos, and now you can start to share your application. To share it, there's a green tab that says Share My App. You would click on that, and this is the link that you're going to send to your customers. How can you send it to them? Well, the first way is you can send it by SMS. That's a text message. The other way that you can send it is by email. So I'm going to click on SMS, and that'll allow me to send it to anyone that I would like to. It says, "Hi there, please use this link to download my mobile app." It gives them the live link. And it says, "Contact me if you need any help. Regards," with your name. Now here it says, "If requested, here's the code to access my mobile app." So once they download it, the system may ask them for your code. In the message, your code is already there. Each one of us has our own different code. To send it over, you type in your contact's information and you're able to send it right through. The other way that you can do it is you can send it by email. So I'm going to click on Send by Email. This will give me access to doing just that. On the top, I can add in my customer's information. It's going to be from me. Subject, get access to the MLS. And it says, "Hi there. As your real estate agent, I have exclusive access to the MLS database and want to share it with you. Please use the link to download my mobile app." Here's the link. If requested, it talks about the access code, regards, your information, and then all I need to do is pop in my customer's email here. Clicking to share. So sharing your app is easy. Could you text it through WhatsApp? Yes, you can. And then they're able to download their own MLS Touch application specifically for customers. Clicking on back. From here, I'm going to click on back one more time. As I scroll down, there's another powerful tool that not any of our other mobile MLS options have had. It's called Facebook Publishing Tool. From here, you can click, and this has to do with your listings. So if you have a listing, the system will automatically generate new leads on Facebook for you. So it'll post your new listings, and anytime that you reduce the price, it'll post again. Once you sold, you can post that as well. And if you have any open houses, the system will do that too. So this is a preview of what your listing can look like on your Facebook. Now, all you have to do, since your listing is already on the application, is connect. When you click on connect, the system's going to ask you to continue with MLS Touch. It wants you to sign into Facebook so that once you have those listings in place, it can post for you. If you do not have a business page, it will not post. So remember, in order for the application to work, it can only post on your Facebook business page. I'm going to go ahead and cancel on this section, click on the X, and move back to the next section. Third-party integrations. Now, this is a list of everything that's segued from Matrix to the new app. We talked about some of these. Your contacts, your client portal, your saved searches, cards, and the One Home brand and share integrations. Now you know where you can go into Matrix to update your One Home information. We saw where you find your cards, your saved searches, your clients are all there. Clicking on back. The next section is settings. These are some preferences that you can choose. So in selecting preferences, one moment. Thank you. So on this section, you're able to review your default down payment. So typically it'll go ahead and move you into 10%. This is for the calculator. If you wanted to change that, you can edit that. Some agents prefer 20%. As I move through here, you have your advanced searches, and then these are the ways that the data is sorted. So you've got your map search. It's going to be by ascending price is most of the filters. Whenever you look for property, it'll go by ascending price, which is going to be the lowest price to the highest price. And then when it comes to your listings, you're going to look at the newest one first. Favorites are going to be by price. Saved searches are going to be by the newest first status date. Hot sheets are also going to be by the newest first status date. Contacts and the listings within the contacts are going to be by price. If you want to change any of that, you can click on there and you can make your choice on how you'd like to sort it, right? Whether you want to do price, address, size, you can pick. I'm going to keep them as my default. You also have show team listings. So if you are part of a team, you're able to update that. Clicking on back. Comparables. So when it comes to comparables at this time, you're able to find and review that information. You could do recently sold, or you can do on market, price range, and distance. So typically with distance, I'm going to set it to about 1 mile, and then I'm going to update it so that when I'm doing comparables, it has the same rooms. All right, clicking on back. Notifications. These are all of the different notifications the system will give you as you use the map, as you use the application. Any messages that your contacts send you using the application, you will receive a push notification. Any new leads, so anybody that you share your app with that has downloaded the app and synced with you using your agent code, you'll get a notification. When it comes to your favorites or your customer favorites, you'll receive a notification of those. And then, of course, any of the listings that your contact happened to discard, you'll also receive a notifications. Clicking on back. Clicking on back. And then moving down to the bottom. So if you need any technical support, you can find it here. You can follow them on social media, send feedback, access a help center, and log into preview privacy settings. So most of the hard part is the setting up, and really it's pretty good. So from here, remember that underneath your more section, this is where you can find your saved listings, your listings, the calculator, and be able to share your application. Moving on to the next section, this is members on the bottom. We discovered that we can find members under the more section, but you also have the list here. Moving into the middle, this is going to be your contacts that are using your mobile. On the left-hand side, you have your new contacts. You'll know it's a new contact with a little red dot next to it. And then any of the other contacts that you happen to have in the MLS application will feed into your app. You're also able to add a customer on the top right-hand corner. You can either create a new one or import it from your device. When you select import from your device, what that's doing is finding all of your contacts on your phone, clicking on done, and it'll go ahead and add that person into your contacts. But when the person accepts your link and uses your code, they'll come in as a lead. So they'll be available here as your lead. You'll have to accept them, and then they'll move over into your contacts for you to use. All right. Next to contacts, you have a section that's called search and home, and we really use these together. So I'm going to click on search. This is the ability for you to search for property in an area that you're interested in. This same map is also available on your homepage. On your homepage, you have the map. So when I click on this with my finger, it'll automatically take me back into the search. Now, this is the meat and potatoes of how you can use the application, which is pretty simple. On the top, it says I can search by county, by area, or by zip code. Let's say I click on here and I search for an area, 33183. Once I type in 33183, I can select the MLS area, or I can make sure to jump to that location. So I'm going to click on done. Ooh, 33183. And I want to jump to that location. And that's going to take me exactly to that space in the map. And once I'm here, it's going to show me how many listings I have in this territory. I have 203 results, and those results loaded fairly quickly. I'm able to go ahead and focus in a particular area. And even if you wanted to, you can draw on your map. So if my customer is interested in this particular area, I'm able to draw and review those listings. From there, any of the listings that you're interested in, you can be sure to continue to filter if you'd like. Clicking on filters, I have information that I can add, like property type, sale rent, price, and more. So for example, let's say I went into multiple criteria. I'm interested in single family, so I'm going to be sure to uncheck condominium. I'm only interested in the single, and then I'm going to apply that. From there, I can choose between sale or rental. Let's say I select from here, and really what I'm interested in is the sale. So I'm going to select and apply at the bottom. I'm now interested in the bedrooms and baths. So let's say my customer is interested in at least 2 bedrooms and 1 bath. The status is active by default, and I'm able to either show only open houses, short payoffs, year built, style of business is also available, as well as more criteria. But as of right now, I'm going to click on search. From here, I have 2 properties that are available based on my results. What I could do is I can click on them with my finger if I want to, and that'll start to pull up that information. I can take my thumb and slide it upward so I'm able to see the property card. From here, I can slide my finger so I can see all of the photos. I can tell that there's quite a lot of photos on here, so I'm able to preview. At the bottom, there's a little star, so I'm able to favorite this property for later. I'm also able to see that it's active, and immediately it has 67 days on market. It's 750,000. I have my price. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,273 square feet. We do have that price per square foot available. The year built is also here. If I want to share it with a customer, there's a button that I can click on. It's called share. And from here, I can choose the SMS, which we've done before. I can send it to one of my customers, and it's out. So here it says, hello, Edith. Have a look at this property with a link. Contact me if you want to know more. and I can send her a listing. Another way I can share, send by email. On the top, I can add my recipient. I can change from English or Spanish. I can put in a note, and I can click on send. Another option is I can click on the plus sign, and that'll give me all of my contacts. I can click on add, create new, or import from device on my phone. Clicking on send. All right, so you're also able to send it as an email address or as an email. 1 second. When you import from your phone, be sure to import the email address, or it will provide for you an error. Clicking on send. All right. So aside from being able to share it multiple ways, so far you did SMS, you did by email, you also send in message. So I'm going to click send in message. Now this is a little bit different. When I send it through SMS, I'm sending out a text. When I send it through email, I'm writing an email. But when I send it, let me click back, share. When it says send in message, I'm sending it within the application. So if I've already gone back and forth with a customer, I can click on it and I can send it over to her. So it says, I can see your favorites is the last that I've sent her, and then I can click up. What do you think? Send. And that's a chat within the application. So if your customer prefers to be outside of the app, you have the SMS. If they prefer to discuss with you within the app, you have this option. Clicking on back. Clicking to share. So the last is I can simply copy the MLS number if I need it for later. Showing instructions. This is new. So IMAP, oof, I have IMAP in the brain. Um, Showing time and MLS are linked now. So if I needed to request a showing, you do have the option to say show request. And if they are synced with showing time and they are currently accepting online appointments through showing time, I'll be able to use this application to do that. Clicking on back. Now we know not all agents do, but for those of you that are using showing time, this is a great reason to continue using the program. Also, for those of you who are not, it is available on your desktop. You also have it as a mobile application. Add to carts. If I need this for later to maybe do a showing tour, I can select add to carts. And from here, I can select my customer. Okay, and I went ahead and added this to the cart. Comparables are also available on each one of your listings. So you can click on comparables and click on back. This is your comparable. So this is not creating a comparable report or an analysis for you. What it's doing is it's finding the properties so that you can preview. So for example, I can look at recently sold. These are going to be the closed properties in the area. And I'm going to be searching. I set it for within a mile of this property. And it's going to look at price range, more or less 15%. So here it's already checked off that I'd like to see the same bedrooms and baths. So the system is a little bit different on Android, Vanessa. So I do see that question. It's slightly different. All of the functions are the same, but you may find them in different places. Also, the map is a little bit different because the Android is going to use the Google map. And then when it comes to the Apple phone, they're going to use their map. So from here, I'm in my comparable section. You're welcome. I'm in my comparable section and I'm recently looking at what's been recently sold. So I'm going to click on search and see if we have anything available. It's going to search that area and we have a few on the map. So it's going to show me 12 comparables. I can look at them on a map and see which ones are going to apply to me. And I can take a look, giving that a little click to start to preview. But you also have on the right-hand side of map, you have the list. So if you prefer just to look at the list, you're able to see, okay, what are the recently closed properties? We know that they're within a mile, but I'm able to see those prices, right? And what has recently closed to find something similar. When I click on back, you're also able to click on comparables. And you can move down into, for example, instead of recently sold, you can look at active, clicking on search. And from here, I can see what's currently listed in the area, clicking on list to see what's currently active. Speed and signal. MLS Touch works super fast. So at this time, I'm working on my Wi-Fi here, but I have found that the application works very fast. I haven't had any issue with loading. Even all of the results onto the map loaded pretty fast, which was really impressive. So they were working on it, and I think they've done a great job when it came to speed. I'm glad you noticed. I'm moving through here, and I think you guys are going to like this part too. So we're already familiar with Matrix and the fields of Matrix. So they've added a section for private notes. So if you wanted to do the notes, you can. But look at this map. I can view the map, which is fine. Here's the map. That's great. There is a lot of maps. But let me click on the X. Look. Map. See in 3D. So this one I haven't seen as much. So when you click on 3D, you can search this way. So if this is your preference, but we're used to maps, right? We always use these, but if you want to share it with a customer, they get this too. So I think it makes us look awesome that we're able to provide them this kind of search that they can look at their map this way. I think a lot of us are very visual, and the map not only shows you property information, but it's going to show you places of interest as well. And then he's able or she's able to draw, they're able to go exactly where you are so they can pinpoint you. But you've got this 3D, which I'm like, the trainers saw it and we're like, oh, so cool. Clicking on the X. All right. So aside from the really cool comparables, the integration, I guess now it's down to the info that we need. So I'm going to move through location information. I'm going to give that a click and you have all of these details here. So everything that you're already familiar with inside of the MLS, it's the same features, property types, comp sold, yes or no, short sale, yes or no, REO, area, auction, it's everything. So whatever you get on the MLS, location information is what you get here. General info. I like that they did this, honestly. Here's the remarks. Here's your Spanish remarks, room information, additional details. It's your full MLS page. It's also synced to Realist. So if you are a Realist user, you're able to see tax roll information on the fly. Financial information. So those are your terms. Mortgage estimator, it goes into your, which you can change. And here's that calculator on a smaller scale. Agent office information is here, right? Internet remarks are also here. And then how can I contact the agent? So I've got his cell, I got his email, I can text him, I can request a showing, I have access to the website. And then any listing history. So if they've recently sold, changed the price, if they've gone from, active to pending to back to active, that information is available to me. And then at the bottom, I've got the contact info. So I'm going to click on this little back button here. And I've been looking at these by taking a look at the map. but you always have those lists. Now, depending on what you're looking at, let me go back into map and I'm going to just remove this drawing here. So I'm going to click on the pencil, but I still have my filters in place, which was I think it was a 3-2 in this Kendall area. I'm going to click on list. You've got all your properties. If I want to send more than one, which you may want to send more than one, you have those three little dots. And then I can either add them to my favorites, but if I want to text them, you could do send to SMS. These little bubbles will come out, and then you can start to click on these bubbles, and you can select up to 10 to go out at once. So I can click on save search, and let's say I have that available for my customer, create search, and I can come back here. But let me click on done, and then I can send them out. So I'm going to click on her info right over here. And then that's how it looks. So I'm going to send it to Connie, and then I'm going to send it out. So I'm going to go back. And then these are the properties that I'm sending her. So here I have the different lists. So I'm going to click on that, and it'll directly send me over into the property card. Okay, and this is what she gets on my behalf. Now, I do have to change those colors. The only reason I don't is that they're so loud. It's easy for you guys to see what you would be changing. So the red and the green, I think it would look great in like blues and grays. It would look beautiful. But I'm going to click on messages. That's if I want to send more than one, a whole bunch of them. Now, the purpose of it being individual is then you're able to track to see what they're looking at. If it was all grouped together, it'd be a little bit harder for you to do that. But since they have to go into the individual links, it'll be easier for the systems to see what they're opening and what they're favoriting. So as I move through here, this is that invitation to the app. And that went by really fast, but here we have MLS client. This is what it would look like. And they have access to this. So from here, they can click on get. And they get everything you get, but they can send you the properties. Okay, and it's assigned to you. You can click on. And then this is what that card looks like. So when you send it over to them, it'll say your name, your information, your number, and then it'll ask them to install the app. And then your code is here as well. So that's what the invitation looks like. Home. All right. So quickly on the home page, the meat and potatoes was the map search. So you can click on map search. It'll take you right back in here. And sending out those properties are pretty simple. Being able to save them, the system prompts you. But here's another wow factor. You get stats here too. So if I click on stats, based on my search and the properties that are on, it'll give me the prices, the lowest price in the area, the median price in the area, and the highest price based on single family. And then the average days on market is about 20 days. The shortest time, 0, the longest time, 55. So as I show property in this area, and they're asking me questions, I can move into my stats and I can share some of these details, like typical a property in this area will stay on market for about 55 days. So we have to make sure that we're decisive. And if you like this, let's move forward with the offer. You know what I mean? You can guide them. And then when they're asking regarding price, you can say, well, based on the properties that are in the area, we're falling between the lowest and the median price in the area. So if you're looking at that, that's another talking point that you can make with your stats. All right, I'm missing the home page for you guys, and this area is fairly straightforward. So when it comes to the map and the advanced search, the map search we did together, advanced search, is basically just taking you right into the filters. So if you're not such a visual person and you'd prefer to start here, you can start filtering by county, by city, or by zip code. And these are the filters that we were using. I didn't click on more criteria, so I'm going to click on these so you guys take a peek. It also includes number of garage or parking spaces, township range, section, municipal code, style, waterfront description, pool, and amenities are on these additional features that you can find when you're searching for your customer. So they've really thought of everything. Between the map and the advanced search, whatever you need to find, you will be able to find it. Any of the searches that you saved are available under Save Searches on that home screen. And we talked about these. These are your MLS Touch and your Matrix searches are all here. Clicking on the X. When it comes to search by number, that basically means that you can search by an MLS. So if you're interested in searching that way, all you'd have to do is search by MLS number. I taught this class yesterday and I had plugged in two MLSs. So if you need them to stay on your page, I didn't think that they would stay here. I taught it yesterday. They are still here. So whatever I'm kind of following up on, I can keep on search by number and I can click on search. And the system will show me these two properties so I can keep up with them. If you happen to have some of those properties that you need to get right away, they're available here. Clicking on back, clicking on the X, and that is search by number. You have InstaView. So when it comes to InstaView, you can click on that and any properties in your vicinity, it will clock for you. So you can move through here and see, okay, in this neighborhood, what is currently available since this is where I am? And you're able to see it on a map as well. Okay, where those properties are. I love that. Clicking on back. Aside from your Insta view, so that's an instant view of properties. I thought this was, when I first saw it, panorama. If you guys are familiar with that virtual tour, but no, it is the instant view of properties in your area. Then you have my favorites. So any of the properties that you click that little star on will be available for you to come back and have as your favorite. So as you search and you find something for your customer and you want to favorite it for them, to send it to them later, this is a great place where you can keep it. I can also click on that. And if I want to remove it from my favorites, just check off the little star. And then it's off my app. Clicking on this little drop down arrow will take me backwards. Okay, so now I have two. Clicking on the X. From here, you have your hot sheets. Sorry about that. You have your hot sheets, so I'm going to click on that. They want to work on this a little bit because you get everything that's happening in the MLS. So you can add in your property change type. So we can click on here and say, show me the single family homes. Let's apply and then change location. And let's say we're interested in Miami-Dade. So the location is fairly big. You're doing it by county, but you're able to see what's going on. And I have mine listed as just what's happening today. So today, since June 20th, 2024, so in the last 24 hours, we have one property coming to Miami-Dade. There is 142 active single-family homes that have hit the market. We've got 39 that are pending, 43 that have closed. Price increases, there's 7. Price decreases, there's 48. I can click on that, take a look at what prices they've decreased. So you see that they've slashed that price and they've showed you the percentage of the decrease on these properties. I can click on back. And let's say I wanted to change the property type. And let's do, well, what's the story with our condos? I'm going to click on that and I'm going to apply. Give that a second to load. So we have within 24 hours, 252 new condominiums have hit the market. There has been 107 price decreases in the last 24 hours when it comes to condos. We have 61 that are closed, 51 that are pending, 10 that they've increased the price, and 2 that are coming soon. So I'm hoping that with this powerful tool in your pocket, you are able to do more conveniently for you. But it was a pleasure being with you this morning. Thank you so much for having me. Again, my name is Christy Dunnies. I'm one of your Miami trainers. And as I wrap for you, thank you so much for having me. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Have a great weekend. And thank you for being Miami members.